At First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
Visualize perfection, freshly picked ingredients, tantalizing flavors, sweet and sour intertwine, and dance into your glass. One-of-a-kind arrangements, hitting every note. Why wait for the weekend? It's on at the grill.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I am so thankful that you could join us on your Saturday evening, especially staying up late with me tonight to get the very latest on your weather forecast for not only the rest of tonight, but into your Sunday, Monday, and even the start of your work week as well. Rain chances have been improving, and that is a great thing to hear in North Mississippi, especially with how dry it's been and will continue to be later on once these rain chances move on out. So we have some good things to talk about, and let's start with that rain. The calm before the rain, not really the calm before the storm. It's not like we're getting a really active system moving on through. Definitely don't want any of that severe weather, but we are going to get some substantial rain, not only into your evening tomorrow, but through your Monday and Tuesday as well. So definitely some good amounts of rain on the way and trying to help us out here in North Mississippi. And like I just mentioned, that rain will continue into the work week. So most of those rain chances were only slated for your Monday, Tuesday, and into your Wednesday. Thankfully, things are moving up just a little bit ahead of schedule, giving us some extra rain chances as we wrap up our Sunday evening. Still not as extravagant and what's the word I'm looking for? I guess overconfident with those models earlier. I don't think it's to that imagination, but I do think we get some showers as we wrap up our Sunday evening and get ready for bed for our work week coming up for our Monday. But we will have another nice back half of our work week. So we have that soggier start into your Monday, your Tuesday, and technically your Wednesday as well, but temperatures will start to feel a little bit better even into your Thursday and Friday as well. So kind of the best of both worlds mindset as we get started with this work week. But let's take a look at outside in Cleveland right now. 75 degrees, feels like 77, beautiful American flag, pretty much blowing in the wind right there. 8-mile-per-hour wind coming out of the east, that easterly wind. That's what we've seen all weekend long as compared to last weekend. It was northerly wind allowing us to stay dry. Thankfully, we might have some moisture starting to work its way back into our atmosphere as we start off our Sunday pretty soon. But let's take another live look out here in Batesville. Here's a different story. 63 degrees. Feels like 63, not much wind, but definitely don't need it right now. You can still see those clear skies, some stars popping up across this cam. Big thanks to the North Mississippi Storm Chasers for allowing us to use these cameras, get those eyes in the field, especially once that weather starts coming. We might even see some rain by the time we do that 10 o'clock broadcast as well. Taking a live look out here in Adenton as well. 72 degrees, feels like 77, so a little bit more muggier out there. Some wind coming out of the east, 6 mile per hour, and you can see some clouds off in the distance, way off in the distance. I think I don't know if it'll tell us which way we're facing. I don't have it on this graphic, but definitely some clouds out there in Adenton just outside of Starkville. So a little bit muggier out there, but still a beautiful evening outside with these clear conditions. Let's take a look at the first 12 showing these dry, clear conditions on the front half. 65 degrees by the time we're wrapping up this broadcast, and we're pretty much going to stay in the mid-60s. It's very different from the lows we experienced this morning, where we were in the upper 50s when we woke up today. But it is a good thing when we see that jump from our lows kind of going up from the upper 50s to pretty much mid-60s. That means we're getting that moisture back in our atmosphere, making it feel a little bit warmer and more muggier outside. Not to the summer extremes, but we are starting to see that moisture start to return, and we could see that in the form of rain chances later on into our Sunday evening. But until then, we are going to see sunny skies for our Sunday, starting to see 80 degrees as our temperature by the time we reach 11 o'clock tomorrow. But let's take just a look out of the Mississippi Live weather radar showing these dry conditions. I know it is a boring thing to look at. It has been a boring thing to look at the past few days, but I think tomorrow, maybe not during the 6 o'clock, but definitely the 10 o'clock, we will start seeing something to analyze here. But as of right now, we are staying dry all throughout our region. Definitely still in clear air mode, trying to find anything, but I guarantee that radar won't have to work too hard as we get started into our Sunday evening and the start of the work week. And this is why our forecasted rainfall for the next 5 days, starting to see some greens pop up on the map, and definitely a quarter of an inch for most of our viewing area. Of course, this is best case scenario. It's not going to be this across our whole entire viewing area, but definitely good things to see as we wrap up our weekend, get started for the work week. You can see 3/4 of an inch out there in Tunica, 1/2 an inch in South Haven, Senatobia, Holly Springs. You can see where most of that rainfall will be, pretty much in the most northwestern part of our viewing area. So the further north and west you go, you can see those rain chances, but pretty much best case scenario, all of North Mississippi will start to receive some rain as we proceed within the next 5 days. Of course, not really Thursday. That's more of a Sunday through Wednesday type of situation. But let's look at Futurecast until we get to those rainy days. Still very dry and clear here. That easterly wind pushing across North Mississippi. All that precip rain chances still south of us, pretty much entering Louisiana and part of the southern portions of our state. Those will be our rain chances eventually, still far ways off. This is that Sunday, 6 in the morning. We are seeing a beautiful start for all of us ready to get up for church in the morning. It will be a clear, beautiful start. Some cloud cover trying to affect those in the Golden Triangle region, but other than that, still a very clear start. But that cloud cover will start to build in just a little bit more as we proceed further into the afternoon hours, showing that moisture is returning into our environment, and those rain chances, although they are still in the southern portion of our state, will continue to try to push on up and give us some rain chances as we proceed into our Sunday evening as well. Look at the next 24. We see those dry conditions at the start, starting off in the mid 60s, pushing up into the low 80s by lunchtime, starting to see more clouds. But here we go. There's some rain chances starting to pop back up by the time we get towards the evening. Still not the greatest. We're saving those for your Monday, your Tuesday. But we do see some showers try to make their way into the forecast for your Sunday evening as we're getting ready for bed and getting ready for the work week. So I know it's the start of the work week, but I always love falling asleep to some rain. Might be a great way to get ready for the work week for your Monday. But coming up in 60 seconds, I'm going to let you know when those rain chances will occur, what's the best timing for that, and who all experiences those for your Sunday evening, all coming up in one minute.
At Room to Room, the VIP sale is here. And for a limited time, enjoy an extra 10% off Row furniture. From classic neutrals to bold statement pieces, Row gives you modern style with timeless comfort. Don't miss the VIP sale happening now, only at Room to Room Tupelo.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us at Mississippi Live Weather at 10. Did I just see a shooting star in the background? I don't know if I saw that. I'm going to have to go back and play that through. That looked really neat. But anyways, I was reading the comments in the background. Y'all were talking about all the football games that happened today. It was a pretty good day, especially y'all were talking about, I think it was UCLA, because they beat Penn State. They were 0-4, beating Penn State, who was the top 10 matchup. So very good matchups. I know the Bulldogs did not get their win today, but Alabama did. So we went 1 for 2, and of course, Ole Miss had their bye week. So pretty good all around North Mississippi. But taking a look out here in Maben, 72 degrees, feels like 77. So similar to 8 to 10 just outside of Starkville. There's that easterly wind with 6 miles per hour, nothing too breezy out there, but still feels amazing out there with these calm, clear conditions. Same thing out here in Tupelo, 70 degrees, feels like 77. So those heat indices not really working for us well, but thankfully it's at least occurring at night where we're not sitting at 85 degrees and pushing up into the low 90s. I'd rather it happen during this time of the day. I will take that any day of the week, any time of the week, as long as it's at night. But Winona, 63 degrees. There we go. Feels like 63. Not much wind. Definitely don't need it out there. Should feel amazing out there for any outdoor evening plans y'all have before y'all get Sunday started off within the next few hours. Looking at our day planner, pretty much the overnight planner, 65 degrees by 11, sticking at those mid 60s by those early AM hours. Maybe trying to get into some low 60s by the time we make it towards those later AM hours, but still not expecting a cool start that we had earlier this morning. Upper 50s are not in the forecast for our lows tonight. Let's go back to Futurecast to track out these conditions. That easterly wind still pushing its way across North Mississippi. All that cloud cover rain chances still out there in Alabama while we stay dry here in North Mississippi. We're going to continue to stay dry not only tonight, but into the start of your Sunday morning as well. This is at 6 a.m. There's that cloud cover trying to affect the Golden Triangle region for those getting up early. Might see a cloudier start, but across North Mississippi, it will still be pretty clear. Low temperatures, there we go. Not much upper 50s across our viewing area. Still pretty much low 60s. Honestly, mainly mid 60s across our viewing area, but showing that moisture is starting to come back into our atmosphere. A good sign for things to come. Let's track that out here on Futurecast. Ignore this green that's popping up here. I couldn't figure out why I was doing this for these two models. It's not a continuous sprinkle happening over Pontotoc and Tupelo and just south of New Albany. Just just ignore that for right now. We're paying attention to that cloud cover, and it's going to start building up as we continue into the, I guess, lunchtime hours and especially afternoon hours. It's getting a little bit more dense as we get towards Sunday around 1:30. Those rain chances not popping up in the afternoon like they were earlier this weekend with these models. Instead, they're coming later on in the evening. You can see starting to affect the Golden Triangle region, maybe around 7 o'clock, but it will expand further into North Mississippi as we continue into your evening later. High temperatures are still pretty much in the mid to upper 80s, but thankfully those heat and seas not bumping us up towards those low 90s, keeping us in the 80s. We are avoiding those summertime temperatures the further we push into the fall season as well. Let's come back to Futurecast. This one's still a little bit more over aggressive with those rain chances. I know this is what we would like to see, more heavy downpours, nothing severe, of course, for our Sunday, but these are going to continue pushing into North Mississippi throughout the evening, kind of fading off just a little bit, seeing a drier early Monday morning before we start seeing that soggy conditions start to come back for the start of our work week. So might have a soggier commute for those, especially in the southern portions of the Delta and southern portions of our viewing area for your Monday morning. These rain chances are going to be pretty continuous into your Monday lunchtime, afternoon as well. Even some more heavier showers trying to come in for around 2 later on into those evening hours. So definitely a soggy Monday and definitely a soggy start to the work week. Those conditions are going to continue into your Monday night and even into the early morning hours of Tuesday morning as well. I'd be curious to see how the models agree with these rain chances along the Mississippi River. Definitely a little bit more of a downpour out there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But Monday is looking to be a very soggy start to your work week. But of course, we are welcoming those with open arms, especially with what it does to our temperatures. We're going from those mid to upper 80s for our highs tomorrow to pretty much mid to low 80s for our highs on our Monday. Thankfully, those heat and seas even better for us, pretty much knocking all of us down to the upper 70s. So it will feel amazing outside, and we're getting to enjoy the benefit of some rain coming back into the forecast. I know it's the start of the work week. No one likes Mondays, but with these conditions, definitely a bright side as we start off our work week. We can look at the start of the work week with our 7-day forecast. I finally put those rain percentages there for Sunday. Notice not really a rain icon because it doesn't happen until post 7 o'clock. So we are still seeing a sunny, mostly clear day in Mississippi. Those rain chances will start to move in just slowly and a very little across North Mississippi later on in the evening hours. But then a 40% chance for your Monday and Tuesday, maybe some not stronger storms, but maybe some thunderstorms embedded within them. We're not expecting anything severe, just some localized heavy downpours. And then Wednesday, a 30% for the very front half of your day. Not expecting too many later on, but I'd be curious to keep watching that as we continue further into the weekend and what Matt and Gabe will have to say once the work week starts. But then we're going to see a nice back half of the work week. High of 83 for your Thursday, high of 84 for your Friday, dry conditions, and then a 20% chance of rain for your Saturday. I'm rooting on them just as hard as y'all are. I would love to see a rainy, lazy Saturday in North Mississippi. I feel like we have had dry, beautiful conditions all weekend long. Nothing wrong with them. I just love rainy days here in North Mississippi, especially when you're outside of school, not having to walk across campus. So hopefully we can see those rain chances pan out. Love to see them as we get closer and closer towards that Saturday. But until then, still got Sunday and a work week ahead of us. But here's the QR code for both the iOS and Android. We appreciate all the support. You can just scan that. It'll take you to the app. And we love all the feedback you give us because we cannot do this without you guys. And I appreciate coming up here and giving you all the latest on those weather updates. So we'll be live tomorrow night at 6 and 10. Still ignore the morning and the 5 o'clock because it'll be the weekend schedule. So just me tomorrow at 6 and 10. Cannot wait to talk more about those rain chances and can't wait to start looking at it on our radar, maybe with some cameras. There will be a lot to talk about tomorrow, especially for both broadcasts, but especially the 10. So y'all go out, enjoy the rest of y'all's evening. I hope y'all have a beautiful Sunday, especially on the front half before we start seeing some rainy conditions tomorrow evening. But I'll see y'all live tomorrow night at 6 and 10.
Tupelo Smiles is a top-notch group. They're very compassionate about what they do. They've given me the smile that I've always wanted. I've been a patient for 15 years and I wouldn't go anywhere else. I just love Tupelo Smiles.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.